I'm from the federal government, I'm here to help.
Yes. It is quite actually scary.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Which is
so.
the toughest.
That's why I gave that assignment to Derek. Derek is handling all the, I'm like, you got the money, now you get to
You
release
know, I
it.
mean, one federal employee has all those, the auditor, 1 year, he's not a person there to help me.
Yeah. It's actually, it's one of the fascinating challenges. If you sort of map the organization, you can usually find, even if it's not their job, one or two people that is a solution-oriented person, and that's always our goal.
So it makes it less time, because I read it,
We are-
thank you, you put it in the.
Well, because it's been so long, I just wanted to make sure you got
Yeah.
everything.
Special.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today.
Check it out.
That's reviewing it.
And
Yeah, no.
we are gonna
Because I thought.
That's why it's fluid.
heavily
I thought
accepted right now because it's
it
gonna be
says,
part of the interview process for the new folks.
it
that are
says,
appointed to the school board.
Okay.
And with the way that everything works now, there's so many issues. There's any way for you to
Oh, yeah.
do the flex.
Yeah.
It will be less of a, there will be no reason that you'll be presenting it's not just a safety. It's
Not a
and
problem.
like they,
appreciate
at
that.
least are
Thank
like making the, like the claims of these, and then they can give you like the police report and all of that within 30 days
Right.
after that, yeah.
Very swift. It's been well up, it's
So,
been over 7 days.
it's been
Good months.
5 months.
5 now.
On which one?
August.
Clean that came in.
That's most things not possible, but they're the toughest improvements, they're the toughest to defend. You're a flat tire.
Good, sir.
Good.
Good, being here.
Follow everyone else after this.
Hi, how are you? My name's RJ, I'm Mayor's Chief of Staff.
Is this what?
Yeah, oh, no, this is.
You must have some friends.
Sorry.
Are you here from?
You know why you lick your fingers?
I'm scared.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, it's also, yes,
Yes.
it's for a Pavo reimbursement.
Okay, good, you're in the right place.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
No, you're good.
God, I haven't been here like, long time never.
My mother used to do that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter was about 2 years old.
Now they're paying the money.
Where you live?
I mean, as they should,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
I mean, I work for the city, so I give a lot to Central Falls.
I grew up in Detroit and we waited a long time to get the hospitals when they went bankrupt. Largest city in the US to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Not you.
Detroit, Central Falls.
Getting closer to PCS.
My name's RJ, I'm the Mayor's Chief of Staff.
What's that?
Getting closer to that.
Yeah.
Are you here for a specific thing?
We have wonderful business.
Are you, with the, city data that you,
Yes.
the plan, child?
If you negotiate.
Perfect.
Don't have much left.
It will come up, and then we also have interpreters.
Ahí lo llamamos, pero ya no, porque ya hay un intérprete disponible.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, how are you? Hi. And he said,
See how it's. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's city council meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilperson Baena?
President.
Councilperson Kazarian?
Present.
Councilperson Figueroa? Councilperson Rivas Lugo?
Present.
Councilperson Rosado Martinez? Councilperson Solano? Present. We have quorum, Council President. Next item on the agenda is the pledge of allegiance.
All please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item on the agenda is public comment. I believe we have Mr. John K. Welch here to speak.
Yes. With that, I'll open public comment.
It's my honor to address you for the first time. I'm a Pawtucket resident, been before the Pawtucket City Council about 5 times. Dave Gravian knows me fairly well. I have a baccalaureate degree in electrical engineering with computer science, and I've been an RN for 30 years with a baccalaureate in that. I've tried to be knowledgeable in this state during the 15 years I've resided here, and I haven't owned a vehicle and have relied on RIPTA transportation since I arrived. So I try to know what I'm talking about with affordable transportation. And I find it interesting that Central Falls has the greatest concentration of population with the lowest medium income. I think I'm going by memory, 44,000. The citizens literally cannot afford an expensive monthly payment for an automobile. Yet amazingly, RIPTA last service for Central Falls ends at 6 p.m. with the 71 route. I've been a crusader for the 5-year-old portion of the 20-year plan of RIPTA to extend the R line that is 25% of the state ridership now going through Providence to Pawtucket. And I find it interesting, according to my estimates, if you go through the 1 square mile city with 22,500 citizens, I predict that the total percentage of the R line will be 40%, and it will be self-sustaining. And with that, you'll be able for 2026 to have transportation that allows the citizens of the state, if they take the R line to the commuter station and the bus terminal there, they have a shuttle to the stadium that's with a 1 mile drop off from the stadium. We go by the grade school, and that's as close as anybody gets with a vehicle. It's a shame that we spent $10 million to plug the RIPTA budget, and they weren't smart enough to spend $375,000, which is the cost of taking the annual budget of the 71 route, add $375,000, and you pay for the extension of the R line through Central Falls. Incredibly, at this last home game, I did a 1 in a million. Our population is 1.1 million, and who do I meet? David Cicilline, CEO of Rhode Island Foundation. Under a tent roof with the rain, 2 delays of 30 minutes till they started selling tickets, wondering if they were going to have that game. They eventually did. I tried to have, for a student, with buses that are paid $600 for 6 hours. I think we'll have 12 of them, and it should be paid for by Rhode Island Football Club to attend the home games. And with your ethnic diversity, many of your citizens are rabid soccer players, and all you need is 10% of the population to fill the gap of 2,500 missing ticket sales. They're averaging 8,000 ticket sales of 10,500 seat stadium. And the solution for filling that gap is Central Falls. And if you could create a proof of concept within the next 3 games, we're trying to race to have the last 3 games served by free buses. And as you'll see, a letter could be your mayor addressing and calling the CEO of RIPTA for the permission to promote on their bus stops throughout Central Falls and pick up customers free to go to the football game and come back. The political might is behind us. The governor was former mayor of Cumberland. Your treasurer was former mayor of Central Falls. His wife, Sandra Cano, and I go back to when she was on the council of Pawtucket. I'm just hoping we can get these buses for Central Falls served by and paid for with the Pawtucket first student lot. And I speak with that gal twice. Your lawyer and chief of staff told me that you politically support this, and I'd like to get it done. And maybe I'll get 3% of 375,000, 11,500, sounds like a good figure to me. I like that ring to it. And I think that would complement my social security. But now they want to hire me a butler as the sheriff because I'm pretty good with psych and behavior patients and making sure they don't assault nurses. Because I have an Irish temper, I'm a pretty good fighter from Detroit and Chicago street fights, and I've never hit a patient, but they find out how talented I am. And magic, no nurse has ever been hurt in 34 years when I've been a nurse on any of my shifts. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening to me. I'll try to be smarter if I address you ever again.
Thank you very much, we appreciate it. Next item.
Next item on the agenda is approval of records, meeting minutes from July 14th council meeting, July 28th, 30th, and 8th, August 6th, special council meeting.
As we all read through the minutes, and you, I'd like to see a motion for that.
We actually received amended ones, so I will make a motion to make sure the amended ones are the ones that want to see that. And also,
When did you get the
like,
amendment?
just right now, the ones that are here.
Everybody see it?
And just for context, they had very small amendments, in terms of more like housekeeping things and making sure that the needs matched, to the items.
Well, you're up for a motion then to include the amended minutes.
I mean,
We
that
have a
motion.
motion, we have a second. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Chair votes aye.
And then collectively,
Yes,
yeah, make that motion.
we have a second. Raphael. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Chair votes aye, so moved.
Motion passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda, under 5, is executive communication, Department of Financial Reports for July and August 2025. City clerks, Department of Public Works, Fire Department, and Police Department.
Looking for a motion to do this collectively, the executive communication. Motion by Alberto, second.
I'll second that, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda on new business, City Council sitting as Board of Licensing Commissions, hearing and consideration of position of license. We have a Class A restaurant, new, Papuseria Rosita LLC, doing business, is Papuseria Rosita, 531 Dexter Street. The applicant Rosa Turkway is here. We do have an interpreter here. I can stand it.
Hi, good evening. Any questions? Have you read the application? This is
So it's the circuits above here. It's just not sure if you guys have questions.
in the business is going to be on Dexter Street, correct?
Is it in?
Dexter Street, is that the phone?
Any more questions? So the restaurant there, there's a restaurant there now, is that closed and she's buying that space or renting that space?
Sí, la franquicia, sí, el sitio de venta que tú vas a comprar y el local lo pagas. Es considerable.
Where is that?
Next to Stanley's.
Oh,
Next door. What kind, may I ask what kind of food or what
Right, va a ser pupusas, ¿verdad? Solamente pupusa o va a haber un menú más variado. Just do you want to say pupusa or you want something else?
Va a haber un menú más variado.
Okay.
Like a beer, bread. and
Yeah,
then-
nice.
It's within walking distance.
Right?
I have a question, Hola, buenas. My question is it like this restaurant is no longer and this is like a new restaurant? Este restaurante ya no va a existir y va a ser un nuevo restaurante?
Sí, porque el anterior era Pepencito, y
Sí.
Pupusería Rosita ahora.
Okay. Con otro manejo, right? Different management y eso. Y una pregunta. ¿Qué sitio you will open at 6? ¿Van a abrir a las 6 de la mañana?
Sí.
Oh, wow. Early in the morning. No many business in the city open too early. That's good.
El otro negocio lo hago a las 4, el Sábado Bakery.
It's a part-time.
Why not, right?
Usted es la dueña del Salvador Bakery?
Sí.
Okay, so she's the owner of the next door bakery.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Very. It's in the same building, right? Yeah.
It's like right next door, yeah. Ahí vendía licor antes. ¿Eso
Sí.
es algo que usted piensa hacer también?
No,
Okay.
no, nada de licor.
She's not planning on sitting alcohol.
De mi parte, I don't have any more questions. Just someone have a comment. Gracias por seguir creyendo en Centralfront para tener tus negocios. Estamos aquí para servirles como ciudad y gracias a ustedes y a los comerciantes de que esta ciudad sigue viva. All right? I want to say thank you for believing in Centralfront, for having business here with us, and thank you for continuing to have your business in the city of Centralfront. And we're here for 80 units. I made the motion, Mr. President.
I'll second.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. What do you plan on taking over?
Six zero.
Posiblemente lo tomes de ya.
So, okay, sorry.
Thank you. Gracias.
Sí.
Buenas suerte.
Gracias.
Mr. President, the next item is entertainment per diem by the Columbia American Cultural Society. We were informed today that they will be exploring your application.
Okay, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is a private detective license renewal. Mr. Robert Nardolio III, 960 Maple Valley Road. I don't believe he's here, it's a renewal, so he's not.
I still look for a motion to approve. It's just a renewal.
I made the motion, Mr. President.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
The next item on the agenda is under D, consideration of tax abatement submitted by the tax assessor. We have Mr. Anthony Rose, 2022-24 Sunset Avenue, being abated for $500.41.
How do I know you read it? Any questions? If you want to go ahead and explain the reasons, but
Yep,
you're
so,
always right on the money.
yeah, I inspected the property and there were some discrepancies with the size of the property and we had overstated the condition of the third floor. So after correcting those, it dropped it by the $500.
Everyone review it. And as usual, you always have the right reason.
I have just like a process question, Mr. President. Dr. Ducharme, when people, like when you, determine that something is not suitable for rental, right? Like, they're not now allowed to rent because it's not suitable for renting.
So, my job is to pick up what is taxable now, but it does not prohibit. If they were to start renting it for whatever reason, that would then go into my consideration and I would then be taxing them as higher. But it's code enforcement that specifies that the area is actually deemed unlivable. It's just in my opinion, based on the inspection, I do not believe they could get a renter in that space at this time. And they're not even attempting to, nor have they for a while.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yep.
Anyone else? I believe we have a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
I think.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 6-0, Mr. President.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda under 7 is scheduled bills, hearings, and/or consideration, ordinance relating to mandatory retirement age of police officers and firefighters. Introduction. Council President by request.
So introduced.
The next item on the agenda is the B, ordinance amending Appendix A of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Central Falls, titled zoning, adopted February 10th, 2025, to include group family child care homes, home-based child care. First reading. Council President by request. I believe we have someone here. Ms. Fermina Figueroa. Council President.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Public hearing now. Good evening. You're from Brown Street, my old neighborhood. Wonderful.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Fermina Figueroa, mi compañera Carolina Randón. Sí, nosotros vinimos a representar las proveedoras de la ciudad de Central Falls.
So we're here to represent people who represents the Central Falls, like the city and their partners.
Estamos aquí con la inquietud de que ustedes conozcan, por ejemplo, la trayectoria de las proveedoras de Central Falls.
So we're interested, the reason we're here is we're interested in how the barriers of Central Falls, what the history of what's their trajectory.
Y las necesidades que tenemos de que como proveedora solamente ahora lo máximo que tenemos de cupo para lo que nos da el DHS son 8 niños.
So as providers, the maximum capacity of DHS allowing us is 8 children.
Mientras que en otras ciudades tienen para 2 niños en home care.
Meanwhile, in other cities, they allow up to 12 children in home care.
Entonces los niños de nuestra comunidad a veces tienen que irse a otros que afuera de la comunidad porque no tenemos el cupo disponible para que podamos tener los niños en casa.
So sometimes children in our community have to go outside of those communities because those other communities have more space, more for those children.
Let me interrupt. So let's yell at the stakeholders.
Mr. President, after the public hearing, I'd be happy to answer your question.
Okay.
What's your question? Sorry, so I can.
So you're basically asking us to be similar to other communities and allow a little higher max.
Okay. Entonces, los niños a veces tienen que ir a casas de personas que no tienen licencia, no se le ha chequeado su background, no se le ha chequeado nada de saber si esas personas están capacitadas para cuidar niños y no sabemos en qué peligro pueden estar esos niños en esas casas.
So sometimes children in the communities that we serve have to go to homes that those people might or might not have a background check ready or may not be eligible to participate in the program. Basically, we don't know the people that are taking care of those children, so therefore they can be in danger.
Otra cosa, por ejemplo, ya la ley está tomando, como ya hay ciudades que ya tienen los 12 niños, ellos están viendo, por ejemplo, la capacidad que tiene cada proveedora en su casa. Por ejemplo, en mi casa fueron y me midieron y tengo una capacidad para 15 niños. Pero como solamente la dan para 12, entonces yo puedo tener mis 12 niños. Y otras proveedoras ya también me han medido, pero como no está autorizado no podemos hacerlo.
So the DHS went to her house and according to the measurements of her house, should be or would be able to have 15 children at her home. But since the maximum is 12, she's only allowed to have 12. But not even because it's the city only allows to have 8 children in the city.
Entonces, yo pienso que nosotras como representantes de las proveedoras, queremos que ustedes nos ayuden en esto, porque pienso que es algo muy importante para la comunidad, donde los niños están resguardados, están en buen lugar, donde cada persona que vive en esa casa tiene su antecedente, se sabe quién vive ahí y todo. Entonces, tenemos que cuidar a los niños. ¿Por qué? Sí, porque tenemos, por ejemplo, visitas de sorpresa. Nosotros no estamos porque hay muchas personas que la han chequeado y tienen problemas, entonces inmediatamente a veces maltratan a los niños y eso. Pero nosotros estamos capacitados con entrenamiento. A nosotros nos dan muchos cursos donde nos capacitan para saber cómo tratar a los niños.
So us as providers representatives, for the city, we're here to ask you for help, for your support when it comes to this matter, especially because the children who live in the community, which should stay in the community, they should go to home daycares in the community. They should be taken care of by people who live in the community, who know who they are, who live in those houses, who know what those people are. Basically, the fact that sometimes even DHS goes to the houses unexpectedly and then they make sure that everything checks out. And it has been the case that sometimes children aren't treated the best in certain scenarios, so they're trying to just look up.
What we can do, we can delay passing first reading. We could pass first reading and delay final until, like I said, I just spoke to Matt, and after you guys leave, or you can sit in the back, will let us know what the maximum may be in other communities. You said other communities allow more? Most of them? Do you know what the number might be?
So almost every city except Central was.
What number are they, what number of are they at? A dozen? Okay, I'm glad you're here tonight, and again, we can delay first passage, we could pass first passage and amend it before final passage. I was not aware of some of the other communities. But I'm happy you're here tonight, your interest under the wire, where we can do something about it.
So those parents, so those children who send their kids to other communities or cities, they're contributing to those overseas economies and stuff.
So I certainly understand. But again, I'm very happy you're here tonight. Whatever the council's pleasure is, we can just not vote on first passage, or we can vote first passage and amend it for final passage once we get these statistics. If it's 12 other communities,
Mr. President, I think the planning department also wants to testify.
Does the point of clarification, they need to close the public hearing before we?
Yeah.
We're ready to present more information.
Muchas gracias por la oportunidad de permitirme estar aquí.
Oh, you're very
Gracias a ustedes, aquí siempre estamos para servir.
Oh, thank you. Well, we weren't aware, I wasn't aware that other cities might be. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Already around the clock.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. For the record, Jim Vandermellen, Planning Director for the City of Central Falls. To add to what Ms. Figueroa just explained to you, she approached the city and explained that there is a need for an expansion of the number of children who can be cared for in home-based childcare settings. The state has two categories of home-based childcare providers. Our ordinance currently has only one category of home-based providers, and that type of facility is capped at 5 children. The state has two categories: family childcare homes, which allows for 6 children to be cared for in a licensed facility, or up to 8 with an additional licensed and qualified assistant, and an additional category, which are group family child care settings. And that allows for up to 12 children to be cared for. It can be up to, and that, depending on the number of assistants, again, with 2 assistants, in addition to the primary provider, that number can be up to 12. So what was pointed out to us is that our ordinance is not consistent with what the state allows. The state allows for each of those 2 categories. So what we explained, the way that the city can assist both the child care providers in meeting the need and helping them to grow their businesses, but also by doing that, supporting the needs of the community and enabling families to have their children cared for right here in their own neighborhoods, that we could propose an amendment to the zoning ordinance to make that change, to no longer cap home-based providers from caring for only up to 5 children, add the 2 new definitions of family providers and the group family providers. And what has been presented to you and was forwarded to you for your review and consideration with specific changes to the zoning ordinance. And those changes include adding those definitions and updating the use table, which indicates which uses are allowed in each of the zones. And what the proposed change includes is allowing for each of these home-based providers to be allowed by right, without having to get a variance. They'll be allowed by right. And as Ms. Figueroa pointed out, that's consistent with what the state allows, and also with what other communities are doing. Any further questions of Captain?
I'll ask you this question. Do you have an amendment prepared?
That is what is included in the.
Okay, so what we have before us, we either table it pending getting information on the amendment, having the amendment in front of us. We have to act on this right now. I'm going to ask that we table it. Still act.
Mr. President, the ordinance that's before you updates the city zoning ordinance to be in compliance with state law.
Okay.
That's before you now. And that's what the town of Lincoln does, the town of Cumberland, most cities around do it already. We're just updating our city zoning ordinance.
So we're covered.
Yeah.
What they said tonight, we can make them happy tonight and bring it back up.
That's right.
That's what I. Okay, with that, we looking for a motion to approve that.
I make the motion.
Council President, Council
President, we close the.
Oh, you go ahead.
A motion to amend what we have in front of us.
I made it.
A motion. We have a second.
Mr. President, is there time for discussion? So
Oh,
I can ask some questions.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the motion to approve the ordinance, not to amend, it's already been amended. You're making a motion to approve what's in front of you.
Okay, fine. Looking for a motion to approve what we currently have. Yes. You have a second?
Yes.
Roll call vote.
For
Oh, I'm sorry,
discussion.
further discussion.
Jim, I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind. First, I see that this is a very important step for Central Falls. I'm really glad we have some providers here to share their experiences. We know that family nursing is really a difficult time to deal with, and that providers deserve the opportunity to grow. I just also want to make sure that we're protecting the quality, ensuring that families feel confident in these services. So I just want to understand a little bit more. One, the ordinance as it stood or will be passed, my colleagues pass it. It says family daycare home with 5 or less persons and daycare facility serving more than 5 persons. How is that different than
So the facilities are not home-based.
Oh.
What the proposed amendment does is it adds a new category, new to us, but consistent with what the state regulates, is the family representative and family members. So that would allow for that second category that's from this one up to 6, the other one to 4.
that makes a lot of sense?
But the clear distinction is that those two categories are both home-based, everything else is a facility outside the home.
Got it, that's very helpful, thank you. And then do we know how many home-based childcare providers are currently in CS?
I will take that research.
Councilwoman, we did pull the trade name B license category, and based off registered with the city through the licensing process last year, we have accounted for in the city.
Do we know, 'cause- so I love this, like I truly love the spirit of this, and I want to make sure that people can take advantage of it. So as we heard from Ms. Figueroa, her home measurements allow for the expansion. Do we know if any of the others might also allow for the expansion, or will she be the only one?
We don't have that information at this time.
What I would say, Councilman, is that this zoning ordinance amendment for you allows for what Jim described as the licensed provider, which is up to 8 with an assistant, and then a licensed provider group, which is up to 12 with at least 1, but more likely 2 assistants. In each case, DCYF has to come out and do an inspection. As part of that inspection, they look at the zoning and the square footage, the egresses, the fire safety, and they won't license the provider if they don't meet all those qualifications.
Got it, okay. That's super helpful as well. The last question I have is, would we anticipate any, like, cost for the city? I'm talking about like inspections or additional code enforcement or anything like that, or is that through, you know, DHS or DCYF?
As the solicitor mentioned, the inspections that are specific to meeting the licensing or determining whether a provider meets the licensing requirements for the state is conducted by the state.
All right, thank you so much.
Any further questions? Roll call vote.
Councilperson Byetta?
Yes.
Councilperson Kazarian?
Yes.
Councilperson Figueroa?
Yes.
Councilperson Rivas Lugo?
Yes.
Councilperson Solano?
Yes.
Council President Perry?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Unfortunately, they have to do, oh, no, they're there.
Next item on the agenda under 8 is hearing and or consideration of claims. We have Ms. Claudine Oscar of Lincoln. She has a pothole claim against the city of Figueroa.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. Did I tell you what I'm here for? I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just here for a reimbursement for my tire that popped from a pothole.
There is a problem.
Next one. And it was a big
We have an ordinance that basically is a law that you have to file in 7 days. And we are well beyond that 7 days and we'll file it.
Well, first I did call and try to see who I can speak to regarding it. I didn't know the process of it. And then when I did know the process, I came in, I'm not sure. Plus, I'm a school teacher in the Central Falls School District, so when I get there.
You filed, well, the incident date was February 4th.
Uh-huh.
You filed on August, looks like, 9th. February, you went from February to August before you even filed.
I didn't know, this was my
And
first
it's
time.
unfortunate, we actually just passed that ordinance about a month or so ago. We were getting late claims. So,
But I did try to call and to ask what is the process.
when did you, February 4th, you called?
No, yeah, around that time. I even went to the police department and filed a claim
So you.
right away.
But you still delayed it till August,
Oh.
you know, you didn't get a list.
Because I didn't know that you have to come to court for this. I just thought you go to the police department, then they told me, no, I also waited like 2 weeks for
You
the.
wouldn't have to go to court if you came before the city council.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and that-
Mr. President, this situation does provide a little bit of gray area, and it's as follows. You passed this ordinance regarding the timeliness of filing claims, it has to be within 7 days, on February 11th. Her incident happened on February 4th. So technically, her incident happened before you passed the new law. So if you wanted to provide her that grace period, I think legally you could. You could also say that you were covered, but I think you do have those options here.
Okay, I didn't know that. It's still a long time.
I just would appreciate it.
Well, whatever the council's pleasure is, any.
I do work for the city of Central Falls.
Amount that, what is the maximum amount?
300.
You're going to be the maximum, yes.
I would make the motion to approve at 250, which is the value of what the tire says. Value is $249.99 based on this. He wasn't sure of how much the tire was worth, he just put roughly. Do you have a receipt? I paid $492, but I had to even change both of my tires because I could have just
But you
changed
have the
one.
proof of the payment with you?
I don't have it with me. Oh, I mean, whatever, I'll just appreciate whatever you're gonna reimburse me here. I mean, I put it for my Central Falls students kids, so I buy them plenty.
You don't watch Judge Judy, you have that.
Well, I've never been to court, I think I've one time with Judge Caprio, God rest his soul.
I
don't know.
I personally don't have a problem paying the max.
I appreciate it.
You would make a motion for that?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, motion for payment to $200.
Have a motion?
I made it.
Have a second.
Are you a teacher?
Yes. Central Falls, Elleris, for 26 years. I grew up in Central Falls.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And that's the first time you hit a pothole?
First time I hit a pothole and I was very upset. It was well, it was that night and I was going to a wake, so it was even more of a tragic because I had to drive with my truck all the way. Thank God I'm part of the Central Falls. My church is on Washington Street, St. Ephraim Syrian Orthodox Church. So while everyone was in wait, I went in, paid my respect, and then I was waiting to get my truck.
I'm glad we cleared it
In
up.
0 degree
We
weather.
cleared the area. We have a motion, roll call vote.
Councilperson Diana?
This is for $300.
Councilperson Kazarian?
Yes.
Councilperson Luis Lugo?
Yes.
Councilperson Piero?
Yes.
Councilperson Solano?
Yes.
Council President Fair?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Next time, drive like this, you see it.
Well, I mean, you can't move it when it's on the right. I'm just driving, paying
Everybody-
attention. It was that night and it was a
Everybody
big
gets
pothole.
potholes in every city in town.
Yeah.
in this country.
I've never gotten.
We're not in this.
Just make sure you have all 1 second.
Yeah.
Make sure you know the next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Promotion.
Just wait.
Stand adjourned and
Just for 1 month.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
6:41.
6:40.
Right.